Hello there and welcome back to my channel, or if this is the first video of mine you are seeing, then welcome. I want to kind of walk you through my morning routine as far as like my skincare goes, and then kind of like the makeup products that I've been reaching for a little bit more lately. And one of the good things is pretty much everything I'm going to talk about, except for one product in the skincare line, they're all drugstore, they're all affordable products. So let's go ahead and get into the skincare portion. Okay, the first thing, I don't really take like an actual cleanser in the morning, like, you know, with water or anything. I like to save that for more during my nighttime routine. So the first thing I like to use is this from Garnier. This is their micellar cleansing water, and this one is the rose water one. I don't really know exactly what I like better about the rose water one for in the morning, but I do. I just seem to really like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that on my little reusable little cloth here. These come from Dollar Tree, by the way, if you're interested. And then I'm just going to cleanse my face. Feels weird doing my skincare on camera. I don't believe I've ever done my skincare on camera. Maybe like my sunscreen at one point, but nothing else. These are so soft, by the way. Like, they're really soft. And I believe they come in like a pack of 2. So I can just throw them in the laundry when I get done with them and reuse them. I like to go in with a little bit of eye cream afterwards, so I'm going to take this one from e.l.f. This is their Holy Hydration eye cream, and I use this every single day. I've gone through so many of these little tiny tubs, like I can't even begin to tell you how many I've gone through. I think one thing that I really like about this is that it doesn't irritate my eyes. I know I have used some eye creams in the past that kind of burned my eyes a little bit or made them feel a little bit weird. And I like to take this right here from Olive & June. It is this little cuticle pusher. It has like the double-ended here. I like to use this to like scoop out product from little tubs like this. I don't use this for my nails. So I'm going to take a little small amount of that. I like to just rub that on here and then kind of lightly go around my eyes with that. I know that eye cream, some people say you don't need it. You can just like take your moisturizer and go up a little bit higher. But now I like to use eye cream. My under eyes are very dry, so I just much prefer having that little bit of extra moisture. And I find that I just benefit from it, so I like to include it in my routine. But if you feel that you don't need it, I mean, you know, skincare I feel like is just one of those really personal things. I don't have like a serum or anything. I need to find one that I want to purchase, and I don't know exactly which one that I think I would need or would want in my skincare, but that's the only thing I feel like I'm really missing, because other than that, my skincare routine is pretty minimal. I don't really use a lot of products, and pretty much all of my skincare is e.l.f. So I'm going in with my favorite moisturizer for the daytime. This is the Holy Hydration Daily Moisturizer from e.l.f. and you can see I have gone through so many of these. If you watched that empties video I did, I believe I had 2 or 3 empties in there of this, and this is a product that I have used for a very long time. I remember when it used to be just the daily moisturizer cream, and it was in kind of like a greenish kind of color, like a soft green, before they even had the Holy Hydration line, and I've loved it for years and years and years. I've gone through so many. I just feel like it's just really lightweight. Makeup sits nicely over the top. I've never had it interfere with anything like that, and it's just a really good moisturizer, in my opinion. I also really like the Holy Hydration cream they have that's in like the little tub, like the face cream. I use that one at nighttime. But I find that this one is perfect for just the daytime because it's just really lightweight. It sinks in really nicely. And I think it's only like $8. I'm gonna make sure all that's pressed in. I don't know if there's really any benefits to doing that, but I don't know. I just like doing it. Make sure everything's just nicely pressed in. And then I usually go in with a little bit of lip prep when I'm doing my skincare. I usually do my skincare quite early in the morning, but for the sake of this video, I pushed it back some, so I'm going to be filming this and then giving my sunscreen a little bit of time when I apply that and then going it right in with my makeup. But I know I usually do lip prep during my makeup application, but this is the product that I usually do with my skincare. This is from Tower 28. This is their Lip Softy in the SOS one. This is just like a clear. This one doesn't have any tint or anything. This is the only product that's not drugstore that I'm going to mention today. But now I have many different lip treatments that I like to use. I was actually using the Lottie London lip oil, the extra cherry shade that I have, that I had included that one in my everyday makeup drawer. However, I actually did end up getting an empty on that one. I had to take the stopper out and everything, so I was so glad to finally have an empty on that. So I've just been reaching for this one, which is one of my most favorite lip treatments, that one. And then I do love the Summer Fridays lip treatment. treatments. I think those are really nice too. After I let my skincare sit for a minute, I like to go in with my SPF after that. Now for my face, I'm going in with the Sun Bum. This is the Face 50 face lotion. This is my favorite sunscreen of all time. I'm actually getting kind of low on this one, so I'm hoping I can squeeze out enough for like the 2-finger thing that you can do. I don't know if that's really the right amount, but I just like to do that. Now this is a chemical sunscreen. This is not a mineral, so if you are someone that likes mineral, they do have one, but now I've never tried it, so I don't know how good that might be, but this is just my favorite sunscreen. I always go back to this one. I've repurchased it over and over. I already have a backup in my bathroom waiting on me to finish this one, which shouldn't be long, especially because I wear this one every day, and I find that I do not burn when I wear it. Now for my neck, I prefer a tinted sunscreen simply because my neck, I don't know if it'll look like it on camera, my neck is lighter than my body and my face. I don't know why that is, because I always wear sunscreen, you know, all over, but I don't know. But I like to use this one from e.l.f. This is their Sun Touchable Glow Glow SPF, and this one is in the shade Sunlight. I believe this is the lightest shade in the tints. I think. I'm not sure about that, but I like to use this on my neck to really make me match, especially since my Sun Bum is not tinted and it just sinks right in. I want to make myself match here and look like one even skin tone. This is a nice sunscreen too. I know this is technically, I think, supposed to be like a primer, but I really love it for this. I don't really wear it as like a primer. I just wear it kind of like a tinted SPF for my neck. I never put it on my face because I feel like it's tinted a little bit too much for my face. So I just like to do this because now I feel like I'm much more even, or in person. I don't know how my camera is going to make it look, but I feel like I'm now one cohesive tone. Now I'm going to let all of this sit for a little bit before I go in with my makeup, so I'm gonna just pop off camera right quick, let this sit, and then I'll be right back to show you these drugstore products that I've really been loving together. They make like the prettiest rosy berry kind of look, and I've really been loving that look, so I'll be right back with showing you that. I'm gonna go in first with eyeshadow primer. I just like to use the Milani eyeshadow primer. This one is my favorite. A lot of times I cut this out of like my filming, or I do it off camera, but just know that I am applying this every single time because I feel like it does really help keep my eyeshadow on longer. Now it has been struggling a little bit lately because it's been so hot and my eyelids have been getting a little bit more oily. We're going with face primer next, and I'm going to be using this one from e.l.f. This is the Jumbo Poreless Putty Primer, which you can see. Now they don't sell this one anymore. This one was limited edition, but this is basically like having 2 of the regular size of the Poreless Putty Primer. I did buy the Jumbo simply because I love this primer. I've only used this one a few times because I have really kind of freshly opened this one. Now I like to take my sponge and really press it into my skin. Or if you can, like, you know, scrape some out too if you want, but I've always loved doing it like this, like just kind of really going in there with the sponge and then pressing it all into my skin. I've been liking going in with like my primer, like all my prep stuff first, and that way it has a chance to really sit on my skin while I'm doing like my eyeshadow and stuff. This is probably my most favorite primer at the drugstore. As far as my primers are concerned, I could have this one from e.l.f. and then the Say Glowy Super Gel, which is something I use as a primer, and I would be fine with the 2 of them being the only primers in my collection, because I think they're both really nice. I wish they kind of still sold the Jumbo one because I like the idea of that, like you just get double the product, but if you bought 2, then you have this just in 2 different little pots. Now I'm going to go in with lip prep again because this is something that I love to do during my makeup application. I'm going to use the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Yummy Gloss. This one is in Acai You Later, but even though it has this pretty tint, it goes on basically clear on the lips. So that's why any of the shades, really, you don't really need all of them unless you just want them. This has the slightest pinky tint, but it's not enough to really notice. But these are some of the best glosses at the drugstore. I have 2 little things here of eyeshadow that I'm going to use. The first one is from ColourPop. I'm going to put this one down first, and then I have another shade I'm going to put on top. This is one of their Super Shock shadows, and this one is in the shade Ritz, which, of course, this is a very popular shade. I believe this is the one that's supposed to be like a dupe or similar to Space Cowboy from Urban Decay. I'm going to take a little bit of this on my finger and I'm going to go in with this first. I'm just going to place that all over the lid, and I'm just going to be kind of messy with it. I'm not really caring wherever the sparkle goes, because this does have a lot of sparkle in it that does get all over you if you're applying it this way, but it doesn't bother me. I'm just going to apply it all the way up. This is just going to be a little bit messy, but I want that really beautiful scattered sparkle effect all over the lid and all the way up to the brow bone. Now where I'm at, it's very cloudy today. This shade in the sunshine is so pretty because it just sparkles. I wore this look yesterday and there was more sun out and it was just so pretty. You could see it just sparkling and shimmering in the sunlight. That's why I'm not really caring if it's, you know, like blended out or anything. I'm just applying it everywhere. And I do have a shade I'm about to go over the top of this with, simply more so for the tone of this shade. As you can see, it's just everywhere. I'm not being careful with it. That's not the point. I'm mostly using this shade for that sparkle effect. I want that all over. Not trying to be perfect, not trying to have the most perfect blend or anything, just want to sparkle. It's all over my face, but now that doesn't bother me at all. But now if you don't want that, you might want to go in with a brush and spray your brush to keep the kind of the sparkle more confined. But now for me, I'm not. This is just quick and easy. Throw this all over your lid and sparkle. Okay, see all that pretty sparkle. Now, over the top of that, I'm going in with this little bite-sized eyeshadow palette from e.l.f. This one is the Rose Water, and I'm going to take this shade right here in the palette. This is one of my most favorite of these little quads from e.l.f. I remember dropping the first one I had, like in my bathroom, and my bathroom has like more hard floors, and I was so sad when it shattered. I immediately went out and repurchased it, and I'm going to place that shade right over the top because it gives me that pretty little bit of rosy tone to this look. And believe me, once you see the blush and the lip today, you will see exactly why I wanted to place this over the top to give me more of that rosiness. See, this way I have a little bit of that rosy color peeking through, but you still see the sparkle. There you can see just that little bit of rosiness, which I think just added to the look. I just love this little quad. It's just such a pretty little quad. And if you really like these kind of tones, then you probably would really like this one. And keeping with the theme here of the berry kind of tones, I'm going in with this mascara from CoverGirl. This is their Eye Enhancer Mascara. This one is in the shade Berry Brown. I will admit that the first time I used it, I was not that impressed by it, but the more I've used it, I like it a lot better. And this tone of like the shade of this mascara has really grown on me a little bit more, especially with a look like this where it's kind of like a rosy berry kind of look. I think that it just adds even more. I still think it comes out of the little tube a little too gloopy, but as it's drying out, it's not so bad, because I've had it open for a while. I like it a lot better now than I did when I first applied it. Now that's just one coat. I am going to go over that with just a little bit, maybe like a half of a second coat. Let me do the other eye right quick and I'll come right back with both eyes all done. And that's kind of like a coat and maybe a half on both sides. It's definitely on me more of a natural mascara. It's not going to give you like what the Refi gives my lashes. This one doesn't do that, but I still do like it. Now for my face, I'm going to be using this. It's actually concealer, but it is beautiful all over, like as foundation and as concealer. This is from NYX. This is their Bare With Me Concealer Serum, and this one is in the shade Light. I do like it as concealer, but I really do like it as foundation as well. So I'm just going to take some and shear it out on the back of my hand. I'm going to take what was on my finger and wipe that off. And I'm going to go in with my sponge. I really like when concealers can be kind of multifunctional like this. I feel like some concealers don't really translate that well over into like a full-on foundation, but this one does, and it feels just really lightweight and comfortable on the skin, which is what I like. I don't know about now, but I feel like for a while this was a concealer that was so popular, you heard about it everywhere, but I'm not sure if it's as viral as it once was. I'm gonna go under the eyes with it. But regardless of whether or not it's still viral, it's a good concealer. I just feel like it looks so pretty. really nice and glowy. I had originally planned on using the CoverGirl, the Essence foundation, the one that has the little beads in it, but I've used that one a lot lately, and I don't think I've used this one recently, so I reached for this one again. I did this whole look yesterday and really loved the way it came out, so I wanted to recreate it for today's video, and this is a really lovely product. And the cap kind of matches my nails. I'm using all powder products today, so I want to go ahead and set my face. I know I'm going to probably have to tap out some creases under my eyes. I'm going to go in with this powder from Essence. This is their Brighten Up Banana Powder, and you can see I have hit pan on this powder. I love this one. And don't let like the Brighten kind of fool you. Like, I wore this powder all over my face yesterday, and it's not too much. Like, it's definitely not a powder that I feel like it's gonna make you look really, really bright. It looks nice on the skin, but it's not one of those that you can't wear on the rest of your face. At least not for me. I can't speak for everybody. I also don't feel like the tone is too banana, because I know a lot of times banana powders can be really too deep for me, so I don't feel like this one is a true banana powder. Oh, and this is the little Halo Glow sponge, I believe, from e.l.f. They have some mini sizes of this, and I would love to have a mini size. I'm just gonna tap that all over my face. As you can see, like, it doesn't make my face look too bright, which I like. I like that it's it's pretty much like my skin tone shade, basically. And then you can see the difference. This side, and then the side that I haven't set. It's a beautiful powder. When I use it up, I will repurchase it for sure. I'm not using too much on this. I'm just kind of like tapping a few times and then going in. The blush I'm using has a little touch of glow to it, so that's where I'm going to get kind of some of the glow back into my face. And I want to say that powder is only like $3 to $5 maybe, but the price of that is the packaging is not the greatest. So if you do purchase this powder, if you've never tried it before, just, you know, be very gentle with it, because this just instantly broke off. Now for my under eyes right quick, I'm going back in with that ColourPop little Super Shock shadow. I'm going to take a little bit on my pinky and just place a little bit of that on my lower lash line. Again, it's going to put glitter everywhere. I'm just kind of going for a messy, sparkly look. So I love that there's like flecks of glitter all over my face. Since there's no sunshine today here, I'm looking out my window right here. It's just completely dark and dreary. I'm going to create some sunshine sparkles on my face. Then I'm going to go back in with that mascara on my lower lash line. For bronzer, I'm going in with this one from NYX. This is their Buttermelt bronzer, and this one is in the shade Buttercup. If I can get it open, which is the lightest shade in the range. Now this is a really pigmented bronzer, so I'm going to take this on the e.l.f. pointed powder brush. I don't believe they make this brush anymore, which I hate because it's like the perfect size. I don't know why they would discontinue it. I need to find something like it that I can replace it with, and what I like to do is press 1, 2, and then go into the cap a little bit, just to make sure I'm not over applying, because it is very pigmented. It's a very pretty bronzer. As you can see, I didn't dip off enough. It's a little bit more pigmented there. Okay, I'll have to go in on the other side to kind of even that out. But these are really, really nice bronzers. Yeah, we'll have to even that out on this side, because that's what I mean with these. They are incredibly pigmented, so you do have to be careful with them. I've noticed that this shade, while on some people it looks more of like a pinky tone, I feel like on me, because I have more of a warm undertone, it looks more like a neutral. So I think it's just the most perfect shade. It's not too cool tone, it's not too warm tone on me. Now I notice on some people who have more pink in their skin, it looks more like a rosy bronzer, but on me I don't really see that being the case. But either way, it's a really stunning bronzer. I really do like it. I'm glad that I was finally able to get my hands on it, because I know it had been sold out at the Ulta near me, till finally they had one left in this shade, and I instantly picked it up, and I'm so glad that I did, because it's a really pretty formula. For blush, I'm going in with a classic blush. This is from Milani. This is their Baked Powder Blush in Dolce Pink. This is such a pretty shade. I had not used it in so long, and when I used it yesterday, I was reminded of just how stunning it is. So I'm going to take that on an e.l.f. Flawless face brush. This one is a smaller version of the pointed powder. Like, they look very similar to each other, but I wish they still sold this one. So I'm going to do this the same way. I like to press and press and then go into the cap a little bit because I don't want to over apply. You can just see how absolutely stunning this shade is. It's so pretty. I can see why it has been a favorite for so long, and I'm so sorry that I have not been wearing it more. It's just the most prettiest pink, and it has that beautiful glow. So even though I took that powder and kind of slightly mattified the area, this brings back the glow that I want in the area that I want it. You know, I love the Luminoso shade in this line that I know is really popular, but I honestly think that I might like this one better than that shade. Maybe. I need to use the Luminoso one again. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to add that little pop of berry on the lid, because I felt like this shade just went so beautifully with that. Okay, it's finally time to do these brows. I'm going to go in with the Colourspell brow pencil. I think this is just in the shade brown. It's not on the little pencil, but this was sent to me in PR. These are available at Dollar General though, if you're interested. It's really a affordable brand. I believe that everything is less than $6. It's a decent pencil. I have no complaints. It's not my favorite, but it's not the worst. For brow gel, I'm going in with the e.l.f. Brow Laminating Gel. This is the one that is supposed to be a dupe for the Refi Brow Gel. This does hold. If you are looking for the Refi hold, but at a more affordable price point, then you probably would really like this one. Now, I'm not too into the laminated brow look really anymore, but I do like these beginning hairs here to be fluffed up a little bit. Okay, lips. I've been loving this Milani Color Fetish Hydrating Lip Shade. This one is in the shade Bitten Berry, I believe. Yes, Bitten Berry. This is such a pretty lip stain. Now, I do not like applying it straight from the applicator. I just find that does not work for me. It looks a little too streaky. However, in a video a while back, I got a comment from someone telling me that a YouTuber they watch, she uses a brush when she applies lip stains and likes it so much better that way. So thank you, Helen, for giving me that tip. And that's the way I've been liking applying this. Now, I'm not going to swatch this because it will stain my hand, but it's a beautiful berry shade. And what I love about this shade is on me, as it wears throughout the day, it goes down to almost like a My Lips But Better shade, which I love because that makes it more natural on me as it fades throughout the day. It's not fading in a strange way. I do really like this. You can kind of see it has like a little applicator like that. And I would also recommend maybe using a brush that you don't care so much about, because even though I've been able to get the stain out of this brush, I still would be careful with what type of brush you're using. But this is from e.l.f. This is one of their, like the white handle brushes, which are a lot more affordable than the regular black handle ones. And this one is just an eyeshadow brush. Kind of has more of this, you can see it's like kind of stiffly packed, but this is only a $2 brush, and that's why I love using it this way, because I feel like if something happens to it, like it gets stained, it's not going to be a big deal. And I'm going to take a little bit of that off that applicator and then just apply it like so. And look at that beautiful color. It's so pretty, and I love applying it with that brush. I just think that gives me more control over it. I don't know what it is with me and lip stains. When I apply them just from the applicator, they look a little streaky, but applying it like this is definitely the way I am going to do from now on. And you can see it goes so well with this kind of more pink blush and that little pop of berry in the eye. And there you have this completed makeup look and my skincare routine for the morning time. I do hope that you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, I hope you will please consider leaving a like, a comment, or subscribing if you haven't already, and make sure you hit the bell icon so you are notified of all my future uploads. Follow me on Instagram at jessicadeerly, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!